Welcome to The Industrialist, a show when we explore innovation in the industrial space. And I'm here today on the floor of Microsoft Ignite with Rajesh Ramachandran, Chief Global Digital Officer at ABB. Rajesh, nice to have you on the show.
Same here. How are you doing, Adam?
I'm actually doing okay. This is an amazing show and I'm so glad to be part of it. And I am so happy to chat with you and ask you a whole bunch of questions about what it is that ABB does with technology, with AI, to make life of your customers better.
Sure. What I'm pretty excited about now is both the generative and agentic AI. I'll give an example, right? Today, a shift operator in a plant in the floor doesn't need to depend on ABB's service engineer if there is a problem on a gas analyzer or equipment. He can just scan the dynamic QR code of the specific equipment. It connects directly to the Genix Copilot, which runs on the Azure OpenAI on the cloud, which brings the insights on operational data, the work orders, the previous records, the service details, and it gives you the exact information for the specific error, bringing the generative AI on the natural language to the field operator has reduced 60 to 80% of the troubleshooting time. Industrial AI at scale has increased the reliability of critical asset by 15%. What not, if you use the industrial AI for the specialists who are in the middle of the reliability specialist or maintenance specialist, operational specialist, they are able to cut down the unplanned downtime by 60% using the AI at scale. So I would see that the moment you see the value of AI turning into business outcomes, customers love it. So it is not for the sake of having AI, but making a real impact.
It's really interesting because what you're really doing is you're actually empowering the operator to make decisions that maybe they couldn't make before, because now they have intelligence and the data to be able to make those decisions. But what does it mean for the operator? Does it mean, because you're giving them this new power, do they need to be educated of how to use this power? Do they need the new training and new set of skills to take advantage of it?
Relatively some training, but the whole the chat GPT changed the world that everybody can become masters, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that they have to learn an application. A maintenance engineer doesn't need to open our ABB's Genix application at all, can converse in their own natural language, prompt it. We still have a set of training for them to educate how to use it, but the time for them to onboard is almost negligible. The generative AI and agentic automation made it much easier for them to adopt than otherwise, right? When I have to have the AI solution for people to go and use multiple clicks to look at where is the problem on a specific asset, or where is a parameter that's possibly going anomaly, or where is that a specific compressor's model that needs to detect the change detection. This knowledge, which used to be needed for somebody to use the tool, is no more needed because it is democratized by means of using a simple prompt to have it.
Now, you can go beyond that. You can make the AI to be autonomous, or as much autonomous as you would want. How far do you think you can push this envelope? How many of the decisions can be made without the operator making the final call?
A lot can be done. At the same time, I will always say that human in loop, that's our model. We make it pretty much, most of them become autonomous with finite information inclusion and decision to be the human. A largest single site solar plant, renewable energy in Abu Dhabi, they're creating a 2 gigawatt power, or we call it 2 billion watts power. It's like this, it's 3.8 square kilometer, 20 kilometers, 3.8 millions of solar panels. It looks great. You know what? But how does it work? You need to have things controlled.
Yeah.
Are you having like thousands of workers to do it? Not. There's a control room. I would love to take you to the control room, which has Genix industrial AI platform there with our control system. It manages the thousands, millions of signals rather coming from the systems, real time, analyzes, looking at your performance, operational process, asset and emissions and energy consumed. It's all done by just 2 operators. So you got autonomous to the envelope to make it with just 2 operators in the loop, making everything else autonomous.
But when you work with customers, what do they get stuck on?
The biggest problem still the industries are facing is the data silos. And all this AI can do wonders when you have the contextual data. Raw data will not be able to give the accuracy levels of how do you make decisions. You need the context. This contextualization needs always to be able to bring the OT, IT and ET systems together. And that's a big nightmare still for the customers. And the best way to do it is to be able to even use AI there to bring data contextualization as well as the data quality, and we do that. The moment you have a contextualized data, you are able to relate a specific, let's say in a critical asset called turbine. You could say that how it's performing now, what was the problem earlier, how was the lost service fault, what is going to be the replacement cost, do I have an inventory for the spare parts, everything you are able to get in context. That is making you to right decisions of anything you do, otherwise you will be struggling. Imagine that you just take the operational data from a control system. That's not going to help you to make the right decision. You need to have the data from the various systems. That's fundamentally still for the customers to see that how do they solve the data problem. So obviously I always look at data, domain, technology, AI, they go together to make a complete solution. Of course, at the end of the day, you could build fantastic solution, but you need to see the ROI for them on the business case. You need to make them excited with empowering them for the change management. I don't believe on change management by a process, but just empowering the people to see the value of it. Yeah.
What is next for you?
3 things that we are working as big. One is, how do we really bring value of AI to customer at scale in the autonomous operations? That's a big thing we are working on. The second element is that how do we make our own business processes a lot more effective? That's where the agents and Agent 365, which is going to play a big role. The third is the people. Now I look at our own people. Today we have more than 45,000 people in our organizations are using the Copilot. So it's about empowering them, skilling them, making them also getting a lot more knowledgeable. For me, these 3 are exciting for us. Both for our people, making ourselves leaner and effective, and making our customers leaner and cleaner, whether it is for the sustainability, reliability or operational efficiency. Yeah.
It's a fascinating conversation. Thank you so much for being part of the Industrialist and being part of this conversation. Thank you.
Same here. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Nice meeting you.